Saif Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted by the inimitable Jeffrey Fernandez. What's going on, Jeff?
Nothing much. Doing okay. How you doing, Doug?
All right. So somebody's got an echo. I don't know who it is.
Is it me? No.
No, I don't hear it now. But anyway, let me share this thing. Did you have you haven't had a show here in a minute, huh? Jeffrey.
Me? No.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's due, and it's gonna be this weekend.
Okay. So why don't you tell us about the show coming up this weekend?
Okay. So it's gonna be this Saturday in Pacola, Oklahoma. It's the Tucking in the Valley mega show at Choctaw Casino. It's a mini truck and car show with multiple sound offs and SQ orgs holding events. I'll be doing the Triple Point DB drag racing event sponsored by SPL Mel and Steve De Los Santos. We're going to have trophies first through third. It's a 2-day car show put on by Double D Customs out there in Arkansas. And the DB drag portion will be completed in its entirety on day one, Saturday. So you guys keep an eye on that, which will hopefully give competitors ample time to hit up the other orgs on Sunday. But so also...
are the other orgs going... shit. Are the other orgs also doing Saturday too, or are they just doing Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So T.W.I.C.A, I believe, is doing... their world record runs on Sunday.
Okay.
But in addition to the car show, real quickly,
sorry.
there's going to be food trucks. I've been told club games. It's going to be a magazine coverage there by Full Throttle Magazine. There's also going to be an after party, which I'm pretty sure, Doug, you'll want to hear about. It's going to be Saturday night at a local bowling alley. And if you have the wristbands that are given out at the car show, you get like discounts off of like games and food and drinks. It's going to be a fun time. I'll link the event in the comments here below, and make sure you guys check it out, as well as DB Drag Racing calendar for all the details.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, Doug, you'll
hold on.
It's gonna.
I got there. He goes to the mute. Pop out chat. Let's see if this works.
Cross your fingers.
I am.
Or what did Samuel L. Jackson say on Jurassic Park? Hold on to your butts.
All right. Somebody on YouTube or Facebook, somebody hit a message in there real quick, and let's see if this chat's working. I see it in one, but this section doesn't let me do it. Multi-stream.
Shit.
Otherwise, we won't be able to post on there. I think I fixed it. I don't know yet. Oh, hey, guess what? I didn't mute you this time, Jeffrey. So.
Oh, I always got to hold my breath.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I am not seeing anybody post on my chat. Bummer. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so Moses upgraded my event on Friday night to a 3X at Jay's Alarms. So we're going to do 3X. Yeah,
Nice.
See, there's some people testing it out. Let's see here, not send a message. Let me see. Auto on. Let's see if that works. I had it working before, and I changed some stuff, and now it isn't working anymore. So... it'd be nice if it did, but All right. Whoa. Something just changed drastically. Okay, fixed. I think. Okay. Anyway, so Moses changed the event to a 3X event. Yeah, and
That
I'm not.
Moses, he's a cool guy.
I know he is. So we're doing 3X event, 2X price, 1X trophies. Try and keep all the costs down as we can for the event. So that's the goal here, and looks like we're going to be pretty good at doing that.
Looks like Mel Valadez says that's not Pop Tart.
Oh, did it show up as Pop Tart?
It's showing up as Pop Tart, yeah.
On where?
Where you guys seeing the comments at?
Just looking in the chat on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, because I can't see nothing. It's a weird layout. It's just all black in the background, and then it's
that's
just the
all you're gonna
boxes with
see.
you.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna see.
Oh, okay. Oh, bummer.
You
and
need
like
to
I
have
said,
a
if
secondary device.
yeah,
right?
you have to have a secondary device. Tiffany says, "What's up, Lucky?"
Hey,
Let's
hey,
see
what's
here.
going on?
Let's see if I can't get this to up and work. I'll have to change the oh shit! Oh, that's where it says Pop Tart. Let me fix that. That's
Yeah.
it. It's on the screen. Sorry.
Right.
I can fix that. I was trying to fix everything today, so that's why I'm running a little late. So Lucky. There we go. Done. Yeah, now it says Lucky. All right.
There
Anyway,
you
hey,
There we go.
so our guest tonight, as you guys can see, Mr. Lucky McGovern. What's going on, Lucky? Oh wait, first I want to say
What's
thank you
going
to our
on?
sponsors of today's show: eBox Designs, an install out of Tejas, but he does them wherever you guys want to be, and Crossfire Car Audio and Voodoo Customs. If you guys get an opportunity, support the sponsors that support the shows you like to watch. So, all right. So now I can see the stuff on YouTube, but I can't click on it to bring it on the screen. So we're getting closer. Anyway, so what's going on, Lucky?
Same old, man. Just working, doing
Yep.
the do.
Doing the do. Yes.
Yep.
So I was
Yep.
going to have Jay's Alarms on today, but Jay's on vacation
What?
because he's closed Sunday, Monday now, and opened Tuesday through Friday. So he's not around where he can get online. So that's why Jay wasn't here. Was hoping going to hear from him that he was going to sponsor the a death match or something like that tonight, but he ain't. So,
Oh, wow.
anyway, like I said, so Lucky did that, or not Lucky, sorry. Moses did the 3X. That's a big deal for him because this is going to be the final show out in the Fresno area this weekend or this year for DB Drag. Remember, if you haven't got your 2 shows in, you need to get those shows in. You got to get your 4 total shows in for the West Coast finale. The list is on my Facebook page on Sonic FX. So, all right, guys. So that's the important part that we had to get through. Can you guys see I drilled into my finger?
What?
That's a 3H
Oh, I
drill
got
bit.
So I got a
You got an
a
owie
big
too?
gas in myself. Oh yeah, I ripped my finger wide open.
What?
Yeah.
So
I
what
jacked up
happened?
my palm too last week. I hit it with the grinder, bit me.
Woo!
Woo.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
drilling out a piece of steel and it went through and into my finger. Poked out the
Oh,
other
yeah,
side.
Gotta love that.
There's a 3H drill bit.
Ooh,
So
nice.
it went through my finger. So that was awesome. Oh, Chad Geary checking in. We haven't seen Chad on
Chad
here for a minute.
Geary.
Eric
Ah.
Hansen. We both have our
Nice.
Barbados
Going
folk
on.
on here. We got Tristan and Tiffany on here.
Nice.
In Barbados, they held their. I don't know if you've been up to date with that, Lucky, but they finally held their
First
first
show,
DB
yeah.
drag, yeah. And now they're kind of scheduling another one. They have a lot of questions and they want some help, and we're trying to schedule some
Awesome.
stuff so that they can do that. I went and
That's cool, man.
I went and did
Oh,
a professional bowling event this weekend. I didn't participate because for me to maintain my non-professional status, my amateur status, I'm only allowed to cash twice. So I'm saving my second cash for August 28th. So So I didn't want to participate last night. So this weekend, but I had a kid here that he has had the highest average in the state of Nevada for 2 years running now. So he's pretty solid. He ended up 4th in the tournament. So Brad said, Bradshaw says this show already sucks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
you hear what happened this morning? He posted something about I think a diesel almost hit him or something like that. And
oh, did he?
I said, thank God. I said, thank God you're okay, man. I was gonna have to look for another sandwich maker.
Yeah. Justin Stolman popping in. Hey, so what's that link that you sent in there, Jeff?
Yeah, it's the event
Trucking in the Valley.
Yeah, Tucking in the Valley. It's
Tucking.
It's the Facebook event page. Yeah. I know Mel had talked about it here. Yeah, a couple links. You guys check it out. Full details. You guys will have a lot of fun.
So Tristan says when you cut your fingers, you meet new people. I don't, because I just put a Band-Aid on it and continue on with what I'm doing. So a Band-Aid, for people that don't know what it is electrical tape. So I put a drill bit all the way through my finger, so I wrapped it up in electrical tape and kept going. So that's how
super glue it, one or the other.
Yeah, well, super glue, it was bleeding profusely. So super glue wasn't working.
Wouldn't have worked. Yeah,
because it was a fairly large hole. It was more of a hole than a cut. So yeah, so I had to. The super glue wasn't working so well. Eric says super glue. Yeah, like I said, wasn't working all that great. So I just did the Band-Aid, some electrical tape on it, and worked out pretty good. Anyway, so Lucky, what you been up to since you've been ditching the car audio world?
Tattooing, just tattooing and living life, man. It's crazy. I've been getting, being in the car audio scene for the time that I was, all the pictures that I took and videos that I took, it's almost every day that something pops up on my timeline, and Angelo Trujillo tagged me in a picture the other day, and it was me, Mike Del Monte, Angelo, I believe Anthony Caps. I mean, it was just that whole squad, from back in the day. And those are the times that I miss it. When I see those pictures from back then, that's when I'm just like, man, what I wouldn't do to have those days back. I've said it a million times on here before, all the team stuff, dude. That's where everything kind of just started getting screwed up with me and a lot of people. People were taking things that I was doing with good intentions and turning it around, and some people were getting jealous about it. Some people didn't understand it. It was all good intentions, but that's where everything really started to crumble, for me at least. But when I see those pictures of all of us back in those days, I just remember all the shows. We were in a caravan. I mean, every show, we all met up somewhere. We drove all the way to Reno, or we drove all the way to Vegas, or we drove to, Surf City, wherever it was. And we all partied and had a great time. And, so all the time when those things pop up on my feed, I'm just like, man, dude, if only I could have those days back, it'd be all fun. I learned a lot. And like I said, I went into those things with good intentions. So, but at the same time, I seen what it caused, so I said it before, I'll say it again. The day ever comes that I do decide to come back into this, I can't say 100% I would never do the team thing again, but I'd like to say that. I'd like to say I wouldn't do a team again and just be me and just go in the lanes, because, it did separate people, This team's over here doing their thing. This team's over there doing their thing. One team, I'll say this, that always was together and always inviting, was Team Down to Pound. Flex Issues was another one.
Yeah.
It was always, they always told me, hey, come on, get some tacos or whatever they're making, you know what I mean, food wise and all that. And if you needed a little bit of help, they were there. But I don't know, so I do think about coming back sometimes, but like I said, it's cool to see those old pictures. I'll say that.
Mel Valadez says the memory he has is Lucky in the death match in Cali. That was awesome.
That was by far the best time and worst time I've had in cardio. It was the best time. I'll never forget that. That was the raddest shit because I was going against Ray Myastis. I've always said this. Ray Myastis, his system is phenomenal, and it sounds good all the way around. It's not just bass and you don't hear no highs. It just all the way around sounds amazing. This is somebody that I looked up to, somebody whose system I just, jaw dropped all the time. You know what I mean? Every time I heard it. And so to be going against him in that death match and hanging with him, now that right there, because in the end, and we all know Ray kind of keeps to himself. He's not very, walking around talking to everybody, hey, hugs and kisses and all that stuff. If anybody remembers that run was so fun. And he's going 1/10, I'm going 1/10. He'd go 1/10, I go 1/10. When it was all said and done, he jumped out his truck and ran at me and we hugged each other. And that was just like, that made me feel good, to be going against somebody that I looked up to and was right there with him. And if my shit didn't blow, I think for sure he still would have won me. I mean, I'm sure he had a few more clicks to go and stomp on my ass, but because he said himself, I didn't think you were gonna be able to keep up with me. Like I was getting scared myself. I was like, shit, does it got more? And he'd go up at 10th and I'd go up at 10th and we were just going back and forth. And that was like, oh my God, best show ever right there. But as everybody knows, it was followed with me pouting like a child because I was upset with my team at the time. But it is what it is. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And who was it? It was me, Josh Tattoo, Ray Myastis. Who else was it? Was
there was
Moses
4
in that? I think Moses was. Maybe Moses couldn't compete in that one. Maybe. Don't quote me on this, nobody. I remember somebody tried to get in, but for some reason,
yeah, because
able
Wayne had to pick the vehicle, and the vehicle had to be a well-rounded vehicle. It wasn't an SPL only vehicle.
Okay, so yeah, I know Josh Tattoo, me and Ray, and I can't remember. Was it Moses? I think maybe he wanted to, but fuck, it might have been him.
For some reason, I thought it was a van.
It could have been. It could have been.
And then I had somebody holding the TV so that you guys could see it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tristan just mentioned right here. Remember, Lucky, we met when I cut my fingers on the table saw. That's what Tristan says. But
me and him met when he cut his fingers on the table saw?
Like personally, or
I don't know. No, because he hasn't met Tristan personally.
Right, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Maybe he cut his finger, and then
I know
met afterwards.
We used to always talk. I know we used to always talk all the time. Me and Tiffany and Tristan and all stuff, and they would, she would help me with the internet stuff, and man, that's why I always gave them, so much credit and considered them family. I mean, those guys just, if people only knew how many hours Tiffany and Tristan would be on the phone with me and on the live stream with me behind, how do you say it, backstage or whatever you want to call it, where they'd be helping me out. Because, I'm computer stupid, you know what I mean? I know how to go live or whatever, but with all that other stuff, dude, I mean, they helped me so much.
Oh, he said he met you 2 days after he cut his finger.
Oh, okay.
So
virtually.
Yeah. Susie and Keenan popping in from Saskatchewan, where, as a matter of fact, a guy from California drove up there last weekend to compete at the show. Joel Yimit.
Gee, I don't even know
Wow.
where the hell's
that's
that
crazy.
at.
That's in central Canada.
Okay, that's so not too far away, I guess.
I think he said it was
Wow.
23 hours or something.
Wow.
Oh, that ain't shit. If it was 24 or 25, all right. But 23, come on now.
Did he drive his competition
He
vehicle?
did. He did. He drove his
Wow.
van all the way. 28 hours, Keenan says.
You just got way more respect from me because I've always been
Wow.
one to say, I was a daily driver with my stuff. So yeah,
Yep.
big shout out to you for doing
So-
that, dude.
So Ray Choi was sending me pictures and videos and stuff saying, dude, he is a crowd pleaser. He brings in all kinds of crowd with his car. So that's cool. But yeah, he
What is I got a
go ahead.
good. I got a question for you. So a couple live feeds back, let's just say that.
Okay.
We were talking about scores and what was out there now. So, there's a couple people that, man, you need to come back, we miss you, this, that. And I said, man, the scores that are out there now, I'd get stomped. And people were saying no, and now let me just put this out there like I did in my live feed. That is not a reason that I wouldn't come back because I'm going to get beat. So I'm not coming back. However, that is one thing. I was like, shit, I would get stomped. But what's the scores like? Because there were some people saying that, no, your score is still for your class. I don't know if they said it was the highest or that there was one person that was kind of, I think Moses was like kind of right there with me. But I could have swore I seen some scores coming out that were like in the 60s.
For which class?
Yeah, what class?
What was I at the end? Was it Super Street 3-4?
So you either did no wall 3-4, or you did
I did both.
Stock no limit.
So yeah, so
until you welded the door shut or whatever you did to the door.
Yeah.
So,
I believe in the end I was Super Street 3-4. I believe. Pro Stock No Limit or Super Street 3-4. I know were the two.
Yeah. So nationally, they're doing 170s, right? There's one or two people doing 170s. Locally,
I'm sure you're on East Coast, right?
Yeah. Locally, I don't know anybody that is doing Super Street 3-4 right now.
I'm coming back. No, I'm playing.
But that's not the fun classes. It's Top Dog and base race anyway.
Yeah.
Those are, man. Those get you so shaky and jittery. But like I tell everybody, I used to tell everybody, I would be in there trembling, like your heart's racing. And as soon as that timer goes, boom, you're just in like go mode. It's perfectly fine. Your hands stop shaking, you zone out, your brain's on the screen. But what's funny is when that tie comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Then they start shaking a little bit again. And God forbid you hit the tie again. Now you're like this again. So it just goes from being shaky to calm to a little bit shaky to really shaking again until them damn one of you guys break the tie. But yeah, that's the fun ones.
Keenan says he's doing really well in all of his classes. He's got a lot of people helping him out. Steve Willis popping in, say, "What's up, gents?" So yeah, Top Dog is definitely a good thing. Tristan says on here, Lucky made us some of the awesome memories we have had and open up so many doors for us here.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, Lucky definitely helped them open some doors and get them introduced to some people, and and they're taking that and running with it, which is awesome. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Glad I could help in some ways. And man, I'll tell you what, I sit back sometimes, then I kick myself in the ass. I love, stuff like that. I love it. You know what I mean? And it makes you feel good and all that. But man, anyway.
Steve Willis says, I'm always in go mode when I show up at a show. My wife says I'm a totally different person.
What?
So
like a Jekyll and Hyde thing? And
yeah.
When you're at the competitions.
Yep.
Kind of do, man.
Oh, yeah.
Game face, like anything, poker, anything, game face, straight up.
No, that's good. So so we're just wanted to come up here and hang out with Lucky a little bit, maybe talk some stuff. Um, One of the things that Jeffrey and I have been kind of pushing around a little bit is so Lucky was in Stock No Limit and Super Street 3 4 and Super Street No Wall. And one of the things that Jeffrey and I have been talking about is maybe talking about what's the best car possible for some of these classes. So what are your thoughts? Tour bus for which class?
I'm just playing.
Hey,
so
hold on, wait. Don't be playing, because you know those little airport shuttle buses? They got the little van front, and then they're just wide open to seat like 20 people.
There's one of those that has a system in it, right?
I don't know, but I'm just telling you, I guarantee I can do something with that.
Like what? Base race?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jeez.
I don't know, because I'm not familiar with all the classes, and it's been a while. I couldn't even tell you what it took to be in my class. I knew like the pro stock, everything had to pretty much be stock. And then I think when I what was it? I sealed the windows off is what it was. I didn't weld anything shut. I sealed my windows with the
urethane.
What was it? Polyurethane. Yeah. And then that's what put me in the Super Street No Limit or
Super Street Wall class, because now you have a modification above the B pillars.
I did not. I wasn't. It wasn't
if you
the
were
wall
Super
class.
Street 3-4, that's a wall class.
Oh, okay. See what I'm saying? It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
And I remember you used to send me out. Hey, go look at this car. Tell me what class it's in. I'm like, I don't fucking know what class it's in, dude. I barely know my class. I know how to get in and push play and turn the bass knob up. But I don't know. I've always heard CRXs. There were some things, that were kind of said to me in passing about like the old school vans, because the dash was
Tom Selleck
really,
says
really short.
First generation Dodge van.
Yeah, with the real short dash with the angle on it so that the air would go straight to the mic. So I heard, a few things from some of the heavy hitters, you know what I mean? But Tom Selleck, man, I swear that guy is up on everything. That guy.
Steve Willis says the Samurai's cool. The car.
Samurai.
The Samurai?
Yeah, the Suzuki Samurai. Yeah. He was able to do some cool things with that. Just saying. S10 Blazer, according to Eric. I personally,
Blazer.
People, an S10 Blazer. That's like what Christian Jensen has.
Hammy?
And does Hammy have one too? And then I also know, so Christian Jensen had one, and Scott Lankus had one.
Isn't that what Hammy and them had, the shit on them truck? Wasn't that what that was? A Blazer, or no? Am I wrong?
I honestly don't remember. It's been a long time since
I don't know what they have now, because I think something new is in the works now. I think, like I said earlier, I don't go to people's pages no more, but they're, of course I have a lot of base heads on my page. So going down the feed, I'm going to bump into stuff, and see. So I've seen that Bobby Gately and Hammy and them were over at Gately Audio and working on, I believe it was their vehicle. I believe. I could be wrong. So, I think Steve Duncan was over there as well.
So Chad Geary pops in with the Mazda Miata.
What?
I don't think he's right there. I think he's trolling right there. But I will say station wagons. I had a Subaru wagon, and I was able to get that fairly loud for its time. I don't think that's gone away. And I truly believe that somebody can get loud with just about any vehicle if they spend some time with it.
Yeah. And, exactly. I was going to say, I bet anything you can get loud with.
Just CRXs are so easy to get loud with because so many people have done the work and you can call Rusty and go, okay, Rusty, where's the starter point for a CRX? Okay, well, deaden this panel, tape off this, do this to your door, and that right there is a huge advantage, right?
Right.
Eric Hansen says do a
Yeah.
Mitsubishi Mirage and make it walled for a top dog. That's a way
I
to
think
go.
that's
I'd
his
always
car.
do a
Is
Tahoe.
it?
I think he's got a Mirage.
Okay. But no,
I love Tahoes, man.
Oh,
yeah,
you can
Tahoes
do
are good.
so much.
Tahoes are real popular
Yeah.
here in California. You know, Dave Bradshaw says an Exploder.
Exploders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are good
Yep.
cars.
I remember Chad Geary pulling out the rabbit.
Oh,
He knows about rabbits.
yeah.
All you do is you rip off the roof and fill it with concrete and smooth it out to look like a roof again. Right, Chad? But Josh Tay2 popping in. Oh, that's something that's changed since you've been out. So Lucky was having issues with bass knobs here and there.
The fuck I was.
Yeah.
No, but I was talking about Josh's bass knobs, dude. They're killing it right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I used one at the last show because I was in there in Chris Jenner's car doing the Beat the Boss. And, dude, I held 9.9 for like 10, 11 seconds. And I just like, I'm gonna go see it. It's online, you can watch it. And I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna see how long this will go. And then I popped out at like the last second and a half or something. I busted out. But I was just like, dude, I'm gonna see how long this will go because it just held. And it's really smooth. They're fairly pricey, but if you have problems like
how much are they?
I honestly don't know. I think they're $300 or something. But
Holy
then there's
shit!
yeah.
Wow.
They have a lot of side features and whatnot, and they're programmable and some other changes too.
Oh wow. I mean, hey, it's all.
Dave Bradshaw says that video's AI generated. That's pretty good.
That bass knob holds up, man, and it's doing its thing. Shit's priceless, really. I mean,
yeah. If you're going to World Finals or something,
a lot. Not exactly. It's a lot, but it's not. It's an investment. If the thing works and test the time and all that stuff, fucking 300 really ain't much.
Eric says, how long did he hold it, Jeffrey, with his LC1? That's the $15 bass knob.
We had it on it was a live Facebook video where it was him and Donnie and they tied. Well, they did that 10-second time extension. We were practicing Top Dog, and it was like 3 times they tied. So if you figure it's 10 times or 10 seconds, and they did it 3 times, it was like 30 seconds. They held that 9.9.
Oh,
and
they just held it?
Yeah, they held. Donnie actually had the bass knob recovery bass knob, and then Eric had an LC1.
Right.
So, I mean, it would, be, you would be able to say, yeah, the $400 bass knob would be better, but it's not always right, or not necessarily.
No,
but those bass knobs are really nice for what they are. So
yeah,
I mean,
So I'll tell you this,
Josh.
My first World Finals, I was going against people, and that's what I had was that little $15 LC1, and that thing. Hey, I would get it to 9.9 and let go, right? And if anybody has footage of this, because people were filming it, I was holding it, and my windows were limo tinted, right? And it was nighttime; you really couldn't see in there. I was banging on my windows because I'm just sitting there tripping out, holding the bass knob, but not the bass wheel. And I'm looking at my score, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm not even touching it. And I'm jumping in there. I'm dancing around like a fucking idiot. I'm banging on my window to show people, like, hey, look, I'm not even touching it. And I was tying, and I was winning. And then I got cocky and actually wanted to show people, like, look, I ain't even got to hold it. And I let it go, and it hit my lap, and it busted out. But that damn bass knob, I mean, I was winning. And everybody was like, hey, you gave Jimbo the run for his money right there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But, after that, it was SPL Cartel was my favorite one. But
and,
yeah, I haven't tried,
it comes down to skill as well. I mean, you could have $1,000 bass knob, but if you don't know how to use it, or if you don't have much skill, it's
It's just like tattooing. There's tattoo machines that cost a couple grand,
Oh yeah.
you know, and
there
people
you go.
think
Yeah.
that they think that they get that machine and now it's magic. It's not. You got to know how to use it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So have you broke
yeah,
out that new one? That one that you bought, the special like gold scrolled on one? Have you busted that one out yet? Didn't you buy like somebody's old one or something? It used to belong to some famous tattoo guy, or it had some special scrolling. I remember you saying you spent
Yeah,
a lot of money on one.
like $2,100. That was a 14 karat gold with
Right.
engraving and everything. It's called the El Chapo. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you
Yep.
use that one, or is that just kind of sit in a case?
Yeah. Oh hell no! Yeah, I use my machines. I've got a lot of limited edition machines. I use them. Yeah.
So is there a difference in using that versus a cheaper one, or?
Well, yeah, definitely. It's just like Harbor Freight tools and
Oh, okay.
Snap On or whatever.
The
You
reliability, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You're not going to see a real mechanic with Harbor Freight tools. Maybe a couple,
Come
because there
on.
are some that you can
Come on.
whatever.
Come
But if you love what you do, and then just like, hey, it's just like car audio.
Right.
Are people going to Walmart really? They're serious competitors and grabbing fucking, it ain't happening. You might find somebody, maybe, and then I'm not shit talking here, but maybe they can't afford the really crazy stuff, but they love doing this. So then they go get that. Cause I'll tell you what, at Surf City one year, many, many moons ago, back when I was knee high to a grasshopper, we're sitting in my truck and I'm hungover. And I'm hearing this just doom 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 doom. And Brett Barber comes around and gets in my truck and he goes, "Dude, that's like a fucking $600 stereo system, the whole fucking system, everything." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And we go over there and I didn't do the math on it or whatever, but it was all cheap shit.
Yep.
But the enclosure and everything was built right, and that fucking thing played nonstop and was just going to town. I thought, damn. Yeah, so
well, I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know if Jeffrey remembers, but Jacob Fincher, he did that explode system. You remember when he did that? It was like
Sony.
two woofers and an amp and a prefab box for $100 or something, right? So you got two 12-inch woofers, an amp, and a box, all for like $100, right? It was a Best Buy special. And so he took all that, threw away the prefab boxes, built a box, put in as an exploder, and he was doing like 52s or 51s with it, with 4 or 5 of those, So that was pretty cool. Steve Willis over here says, yeah, if those bass knobs are any good, then DB Drag's sure to ban them. So,
I had a conversation with I think Pop Tart about that. I was
did you?
I was like, this was like off camera, but I was like, dude, if all these people got these bass knobs and they're all holding 9.9s for like 30 plus seconds, but it's still, I mean, there's skill that's factored into that. I mean, who knows?
I had the same conversation with Doug 2 days ago about that same thing. I said, "Fuck, what's everybody gonna do when they all got that bass knob that's able to hold that?" And just like you said, it's gonna come down to that tie when it's a random number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you start getting fucking
or battery voltage.
Because,
exactly. You gotta turn off your car.
Yeah, so many things are going to come into factor where it will boil back down to skill and keeping your nerves calm. All that's going to come back into play. Yeah. So, but.
No, I mean, but like Josh Tattoo uses the 8,000 stingers or 9,000 stinger wires. Those things are $80 by themselves. The interconnects that he uses. So, I mean, you're looking at higher quality components to start with, that justifies some of the cost too. And like I said, if it actually works as I've seen it, then not bad. It's really good. And maybe, like I said, if I was competing at World Finals, it would be something I would definitely take a serious look at.
So, I mean, in all reality, $300, that's probably the cheapest thing you're buying in your whole system.
Yeah, so, except for, that's cheaper than your wire. That's for damn sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's that base knob, even though it's a high price $300, that's still gonna be the cheapest thing you buy.
Yeah. Other
You
than
know,
maybe your deck. So
I don't even know about a deck. Fucking a deck
Yeah.
installed, you're over $300.
is installed,
But
but yeah.
yeah,
Maybe they should
well, you know
include that
me.
in the or the big three, right? It's the big four, and then the
Yeah.
fourth one is a bass knob.
Base knob is the fourth one. That's a big four.
Nice.
That'd be cool. But yeah, no. So like
I'm thinking.
go ahead.
I'm thinking about hitting up a. I don't want to say the person's name in the live feed. I don't know if they want it out there or whatever, but or maybe they do. If they're in here, they can speak up. They might be in here. But I got an offer from somebody who wanted some tattoo work, and they do installation, and we had talked at one point. This is a while back, when it was kind of a thought of me coming back in a car audio that they would do all the Dynamat, or whatever, just the deadening basically. So I wouldn't use Dynamat this time around, but basically to deaden everything in my truck for some tattoo work. And I thought, yeah, I think I'm gonna hit that person up and talk to him, revisit that conversation again, and see what we could do. It's worst case scenario, it's gonna make my vehicle even quieter on the inside. But if I do get back into coming back to the shows, that's one step down, and then from there hit the wiring. But
That's a big step though. Doing Dynamat, deadening your vehicle is not a not exactly a easy fun chore. Yeah, Josh says, why would I put a $15 bass knob in a $20,000 system? That just hurts my heart.
Right, for sure. Hey, what? So I saw that he was building a box. What was that thing tuned to? Fucking 40 hertz? What was that thing tuned to?
You know what? He called me and told me he was resonating a box when I was talking to him about
I didn't even see
else.
If that was the port that I was looking at, it looked like a bottom slot port, but the fucking thing looked like it was 2 inches tall all the way across. So I said, shit. And then I also, I might be wrong. It looked like the port wasn't facing back. I don't know if it's or up. I think it was facing forward.
He says it's 32 hertz.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was joking with the 40 hertz. It looked like a 32 because it reminded me of like one of my old boxes. Why I said that, but
right.
Yeah, is the port facing forward, up, or back? Because I didn't see it facing up or back. So, or unless maybe the picture didn't show that, maybe it was.
So we're waiting for him to do that. Kind of what precipitated all this was you were on some live feed with Dave. So have you been doing those? Like I said, I don't go on Facebook very often, usually just on Mondays or something, just to get this show ready to go, and that's about it. Yeah, so I caught you on a live feed with Dave. Is that something you've been doing lately a lot more, or just kind of happened and what?
Yeah, like I'll randomly, like I said, I don't go to people's pages. It's just if I catch something in light and, like in the news feed, and then that's how I'll see what's new or what's going on.
Did he say he was going to go live or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then sometimes I'll be like, hey man, bring me on, and sometimes we have fun and sometimes I don't get a word in edgewise. It reminds me, back when I first got into cardio and I was still drinking, I used to do the giveaways, the SPL Junkie giveaways. And I think, God, dude, did I look as stupid as fucking Dave does? Man.
Josh
Thank
says
God I don't drink anymore.
Josh says ports back, subs up is what that box is. Yeah, so speaking of giveaways, we're trying to give away stuff here on this YouTube channel. If when we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to give away a DB Drag membership. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will give away an entry into World Finals. So
sure.
so we're trying to grow the YouTube channel. and the 1,000 members is the 1,000 subscribers is the goal there. Dave Bradshaw does like a whole bunch of the crying happy faces. Like
Yeah,
he thinks you
for
funny.
the algorithm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can't see him. Not on my end. I can't see the comments or anything going on.
Yeah. Let's see. The vinyl
But
was
yeah,
covering the
so
port. We didn't finish cutting it. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, that's why. So the vinyl was covering the slot port on the bottom.
Yeah. And so
I was like, where the fuck is the port? I said, there's no way that he put the subs up and the port in the front. There's no fucking way he did that. And so yeah, so that explains it then.
okay.
I knew he'd know more than that.
Yeah. So that's what he said. And Tristan wants to ask when was there a death match last? I think last year's World Finals was the last death match I was involved in. That was out in Owensboro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the last one I did personally. On the West Coast, Jay did 4 of them last year, I think. One for every event, and then each one progressively paid more and more.
Wow.
Eric pops in, 58 days to finals. Speaking of which, if you guys have questions about rules and getting your car ready for finals, next week we'll have the ask the judges questions about rules, so we can help you get the answers you need. And but yeah, have your questions ready and tune in next week to get that information also. So
That should be a booming podcast right there if it's about the rules.
It's about the rules. We don't have any controversial rules this year, so those have been pretty dead lately.
So what have I been missing? Like, let me know that. Like, what has there been any new rules? Has there been any? I don't know what have I been missing?
The only rules that changed that would have affected anything you did, but they wouldn't have affected you in the same time, was the rule about you have to use boom check for your events or for top dog and base race.
So that was kind of going on when I was still in the scene, and people were upset about it.
Oh, okay.
I've always used boom check, so to me, I was like, "Fucking awesome!" if they're having a problem using boom check, I'm not, So
yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, boom check.
I think it was back when there was like an issue with song quality.
Yep. Song quality.
Right?
Yeah. Steve Willis says internet judging with the laughy face. Yeah, we go over that on that day of, hey, these are our interpretations of what you've said. They aren't final judgments. But Josh is asking, are we competing with everyone via video? So at World Finals, we're doing multiple locations, but we're doing it across video. I think you participated in that at World Finals. But we're going to do a couple of shows. Wayne assures me he's going to have it ready for me to do some testing this week. Ray and I did some testing last week with the multi-location judging, and it's a lot faster now. Remember where, like before, you would finish and then the one behind you might finish a second and a half later or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd finish your base race and think you won, and then they caught up to you and tied or something. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't experience that.
Oh, okay. So there was about a 3/4 of a second delay, roughly. And
that'd be weird.
It is, but the new version is we almost eliminated that delay. At least it's a non-negotiable delay. So it is a delay, but it's milliseconds now instead of tenths of a second. So
okay.
It's pretty awesome. When we were testing it, it looked really, really cool, really good. We were communicating over the phone back and forth what we were seeing, and what I was being told over the phone was exactly what I was seeing on the screen. So it was that close. Josh asked, are we competing Cyclone via video? No. Do you want to explain how we're competing, Jeffrey, over the internet for World Finals real quick? Because Lucky's not privy to this
Mhm.
yet.
Yeah. Hey, Lucky, have you um been there when we did satellite locations? I believe you have,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like with formats such as like DB drag, it's going to be the top two competitors
Top two
throughout the
loudest.
event. Yeah, top two loudest. It doesn't matter if they're in the same location or if they're in different locations. The top two are going to go heads up for that world championship title.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a little bit different with base race and top dog.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
first of all, at each location, you have to win your competition at your location.
R-
So there's going to be
Right.
4 locations. There's going to be Owensboro. There's going to be Antioch. There's Slovenia, and then there's going to be Canada. So the winner from each of those locations are going to go in a new competition where they're all going to go heads up. So it's going to be a 4-way deal for base race and top dog. And then formats such as Cyclone and Freestyle, which is basically a one run. There's not really, I don't think there's going to be head to head, right? Well, obviously it's not head to head, but it's not going to be
It's just beat the board.
right.
So highest
Right.
score wins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you
Okay.
just compete in your location, and whoever has the highest score wins. It's there's no second run or anything, but
Mhm.
Cyclone does now have a second run option, but you
Right.
run back to back,
Back to
so
back.
you don't get a pull out,
No.
charge, find a different song, test, and then come back in the lanes. Say, hey, I played my 30 hertz song instead of my 20 hertz song, and so your very next run, I mean, you're ready to go right now. All right, you ready to go? Watch up there for your start. Let's go again. So
But I believe there
Yeah.
will be a runoff if there is a tie, though.
that's correct.
Right.
If we have a tie in score, there will be a runoff. So and that
Okay.
will be for freestyle and cyclone. So
Yeah.
hopefully that Josh says, "Bummer, that makes everything much harder." Yes, it does, because that way you have to. It's a true world championship. We have where are the locations again, Jeffrey? So we got
It's Owensboro, Kentucky,
right
Antioch, California. Is it Canada?
Spruce Grove, Canada,
Spruce Grove, Canada, and then Slovenia.
Slovenia, which
Yeah.
is Eastern European country.
Yes.
Mm.
So the Europeans have an opportunity to compete and all the, against us and everything. So that's really cool, right? So we get to do all the online stuff, and this way the people in California don't have to drive halfway across the country to do Owensboro. People in Canada don't have to drive down there. They can stay in their spot. They don't have to drive to California. People in Europe at least have an opportunity to play against us. So, but that Europe's a big area to go to
Mm.
one location. So they do have a pretty far drive to get to where some of them obviously have a pretty far drive.
Right.
Like if you're in France or something like that, or England, it's a trek to get Slovenia. Um, Eric Henson says it's not hard if you win.
Yeah.
Josh is thinking they have a climate advantage. I don't think so, Josh. I will tell you that right now.
Remember when they used to say like elevation?
Well, elevation used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Elevation does.
Now, elevation may not affect your score, but it affects how you're like for base race and top dog. It definitely affects the way you produce score. So
So it affected my score, but I think it was basically you just had to
Yes, you had to go there and then
find
retest.
your right
Yeah.
frequency.
that's
Yeah,
right.
retest and find your frequency. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
And
base
and see.
but base race and top dog,
Good.
if you were, I mean, you play the same frequency, but it read it differently. So it might have been a
Right.
little more jumpy or less jumpy than what you're used to being at a higher elevation versus a lower elevation. So
Right.
that was
Yeah,
the
because
biggest
down
thing.
here I always hit my highest score. hours, you know, and then I'd go up to like Reno or wherever else, and it'd be down like a good amount, a DB, maybe a DB half. It was a good amount.
It was
But
like
then
5 to
that's when
7 tenths.
I was like 3 DB or something like that.
3
Come on, Doug.
DB.
Wow.
But then I'd have to, you know, then I learned about, you know, retuning and finding out what frequency you should be at, you know, in those spots. So then when I would go to like Reno, I already knew, okay, I had to go to this frequency, you know. So that's when I started like really taking everything seriously and learning a little bit more and all that. So
Yep.
let's get my emotions all going, man. I'm starting to like miss it. I have my moments, man. I have my moments where I miss it and, you know, want to be back in the lanes.
Yeah.
See what happens.
All right. I'm thinking one of the things we might do. We haven't had a Canadian on here in a while, and so we may have to ask one of those people from Saskatoon to attend. I mean, we've asked Chad Geary to come on here, but he doesn't like us.
Chad Geary.
He's shy.
He's
a shy guy.
So,
have you either of you been to his house?
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Have you been to his new house, Jeffrey? The one up in the hills?
Yeah. I actually,
okay.
my last trip to SoCal, I had an Airbnb that was right next door to him. So I actually went over and visited him at his place.
That's cool.
Wow. Yeah, that was I went through about 10 hours of desert, 14 hours of fucking city, and I don't know how many nights of travel. Oh my God, dude, what was crazy is I don't even fucking, I GPS stuff and just listen to the lady tell me where the fuck to go. But I just know I went down a lot of fucking highway, and then I went through the fucking desert doing 10, 15 miles an hour. I mean, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I mean, it's just like, please don't let me break down or I'm going to fucking get ate by vultures. And then I make a right and you're coming around, you're up in some mountains down. I come around the bend and it's just the most beautiful fucking lake and woods and everything. Dude, it was the most raddest fucking town. And I'm like, holy shit, why did they hide this? You know what I mean? This is insane. And then
that's
going
probably
to his
why
house,
Chad is there.
yeah, dude.
He loves that stuff.
Dude, so I get there and yeah. So what was crazy is that one part where they have like, I don't know if it's middle school or high school or whatever it was, but there's a school right here and you just walk across the 2 lanes and it's like a fucking some odd 1,000-mile drop. Yeah. Like just can't. Oh, I think dude, that's, and no.
The name of the high school is actually called the Rim of the World. So
really?
That gives you any indication of where it's at and you know what happens there. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, so check it out. Just driving it, when I turned my head over like this, dude, it fucking made me dizzy. Like, that's how like, no bullshit. You look so far down. Google it. Just Google Rim of the World and look at the pictures. Mm-hmm. If you were to be driving right there and, like, look over, it would look like you're in an airplane looking down. Like, that's how high it is. It was fucking insane. But, yeah, then I get to his house and, God, that guy working on my system, he's got these like 2 flights of stairs going down. It's like deep woods, man. And it's like 2 flights of stairs going down the mountain into his garage. And he makes it a point to run each time he's going up and each time he's going down. He don't walk. He makes it a point, he said, for exercise. So I'm a city boy. I walk up those fucking stairs one time. I'm grabbing my knees and I'm huffing and puffing. And this guy's just like to the top, holding a fucking 18-inch DC Neo Elite in his hand. Runs back downstairs, grabs another one, runs back up. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time, man. I was staying in like this little motel, like overlooked by the lake and everything. And it was rad. He drove me around the little town and showed me all like the popular little spots. And they had a lake with, like, out in the middle of the lake, they had these big old jumpers out in the middle. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy.
Man.
But it was funny because when I got there, I was like, I ain't never fucking taking this drive again. He goes, everybody says that. Everybody, you know, when they come to get a box built and they have it done, like, that's what they say is like, dude, fuck this. This is it. I'm not coming back here again. Yeah, it's deep.
No, that's awesome. Like I said, Chad's a great builder, good guy. Um, yeah, if he has an idea for what he's doing for you, you're gonna do just fine with whatever he builds. He's one of
Yeah,
the top-notch quality builders out there for sure. So,
yeah.
and he'll build what you're asking for. You want? Oh, I just want to be loud as hell. Oh, got you, bro.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
less.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Say less. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we're
So
running
how?
up
So
on the
when,
hour. What?
oh, okay. All right. Never
Well,
mind.
what'd you say?
I'll let. Oh, I had like a bunch of more questions just to like ramble on. Fucking, when's the season over and when's it
September
start
10th,
back up?
and then
September 10th is the finals,
is the West Coast finale, right? That's the last
and
day to
that's
get points.
Last day to get
No.
points.
Okay, okay,
No, that's going to be
So
somewhere in
October-
Sacramento.
okay. October should be the finals, right?
October
Is it still-
1st
okay,
and 2nd. Is that what
Well,
it is? Jeffrey?
it's actually end of September.
Yeah,
into
September
October.
31st.
So September 30th into October 1st.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
And that's in Antioch, California for us. And then obviously the season starts up the day after September 10th. So September 11th starts the new season, at least for points. We'll probably, at least on the West Coast, we won't be doing another show until November. We'll start doing the Toys for Tots and stuff through that, and get starting prepped up for next year. So
Cool.
but we are running on the hour. I got some bowling stuff to do because I got to get better at that stupid game.
Is it back in season? You were like off season for a while.
So I took last weekend off, and I'm taking next weekend off, and then I'm going full
Oh, so you're gonna get good.
No. I'm just
taking all
taking
these
off
days off.
tournaments. I'm just taking tournaments off.
Okay.
Because my wife says, so we're going down to LA to visit my sister next weekend. We're going to go do the show Friday night at Jay's Alarms, and then straight from Jay's Alarms, we're driving down to LA.
Wow.
But anyway, so I was like, hey, there's an awesome tournament down there on Saturday. And my wife says, there might be, but you won't be participating.
Wow.
So, so I got to take next week off because it's my new sister's birthday. So we're going to go hang out with her and do her birthday thing. And then, like I said, then after that, though, it's full on 2 tournaments a weekend all the way up until the second week the first week in December. So I got some really big tournaments coming up there, and then obviously January is my $100,000 tournament that I bowl and some other stuff. So, but yeah, it's
$100,000 a bowl.
Yeah, well, actually it's up to 120 now, so 120,000 to win that tournament.
So is it like always one of the same few guys that always wins?
Nope.
Or, like poker, they always say it's the same 5 guys sitting at the table at the end or some shit like that? No?
Nope. I think this has been going on since I can remember, since I was actually in the 80s sometime. And I think only like 3 people have repeated winning it. You got to
really?
figure you're going against 700 people almost.
So you're saying I got a chance?
Yep. And I have a real chance because last year I missed it by 14 pins. I missed winning the tournament by 14 pins. So I did okay on making some money. Just saying.
As long as you don't get Munson out in the middle of nowhere, you'll be fine.
Yep. That's what Dave Bradshaw said. The Munson Invitational.
What does that mean? What does
you don't know
mean?
Munson?
Oh,
No.
You've never seen Kingpin?
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, don't get Munson out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that were in that movie, so
I hear Munson,
really?
and then
yeah. The
you
guys.
thinking Nathan?
yeah, I think about our SPL friends.
Oh, Nathan Munson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan Munson.
And Chris.
Yeah, and Chris Munson. No, the guy that did all the actual bowling and stuff. I know all those guys, and then like 80% at least of the people when they go to the National Bowling Stadium and they have that big tournament. All the guys that are in that, I know all those guys and stuff. So
when the toupee was all just like
yeah,
flapping around and shit.
yeah. I don't know Bill Murray or Woody Harrelson,
Oh,
but
God,
I
yeah,
probably
movie was
could meet him
hilarious.
with my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told my dad, said my dad's like asked my dad, says, is there anybody in Hollywood you want to meet? And my dad goes, no, not really. He goes, I've been watching this new show Lucifer, and she goes, hold on, boom, 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 and then had whoever the guy that plays Lucifer called my dad on his personal phone number. And then
What?
yeah, and then
did she know J-Lo? No, I'm just kidding.
Right,
no,
right.
you know what? If you look on her page, she was doing J-Lo's makeup a couple months ago. I'm pretty sure it was J-Lo. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, and then my wife, so she's really into music, and she's all, oh yeah, I really like this one band, this and that, and so hold on, boom, boom, hey, this is the lead singer, and dude, I don't know their names.
Cool.
I don't listen to that. I don't pay attention to music. It doesn't mean that much to me. And it's like, oh yeah, hey, Heather, this is the guy that you were just talking about. Had him right there on the phone.
Yeah, I tattooed. I couldn't even tell you the guy's name, but I tattooed a really, really popular country singer's mom.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't tell you his name, but he with Garth Brooks and all those guys, like the whole 9 yards. And my friend's like, do you know whose mom that was? And I said no, and then they told me, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And it ended up being like a big time country singer's mom. And then my friend
Jason
ended up
Aldean's?
becoming friends with with his mom, and so they hung out all the time or whatever. But it's been some years, but yeah.
Hey,
Crazy.
Lucky, did you see over in Jeffrey's neighborhood? They had a little po-po action right there in Grapevine, all over the internet. Pulled over these people.
Jeffrey's
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
but they weren't from Grapevine. I think they were driving.
They
to
were
Grapevine.
in Grapevine. Yeah.
And they got stopped.
Yep.
There was like a mistake when they were doing the plates. The cops were, and I think they mistook the abbreviation for the state Arizona, which is AZ, and mix it up with Arkansas, which is AR, and that led to
so they just pull up, enforce behind the car. Step out of the vehicle. Let me see your hands. And it's just two people that have never been. It's two people and their kids, never been in trouble in their whole lives for anything. And dude, they just at the end they just broke down weeping of like, dude, you guys were pointing guns at us.
Yeah.
And it was all because the person just put in the wrong state for their thing.
Yeah.
So for their
that sucks, man. Sucks to them, dude. That's a scary situation. I've been there, but yeah.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of guns pointed at me.
Yeah, right.
Most of them weren't cops.
Yeah, that well, I would say at least half of them have been cops.
Exactly.
I've had them both. Huh?
Yeah, I have a bad attitude. I know it. And the cops don't appreciate mine. Cops don't appreciate my attitude.
I saw a whole different side of Doug at a show one time. Let me tell you.
So
you want to talk? I'll talk about that if you'll let me.
If you want.
The one at
Let's hear it.
So we're at Nyman's show, and so competition's going on and everything. These two guys come running in there, and I'm in my truck. And all I saw is these guys run up to, and I can't remember, I don't want to throw no names out there because I don't know who it was, but basically some friends in the Basic community, these guys come running across the parking lot and run over to them. So I'm thinking that those guys have a problem with one of our guys. So I dive out of the truck, I go running over there thinking we're going to get it on. What had happened is they were running from some people and one of them got shot. Oh. So the guy comes and he comes over where Doug doesn't skip a beat. He's like, all right, in this car we got this, and this car we got that. All right, go. Fucking dude shot, like fucking sitting right next to you, shot, And so people are on their phone, they're calling the cops, and that way, or 911, whatever. So ambulance will come, and the cops come, and Doug's just doing his thing, and the cops go, hey, you want to fucking turn that down? We got a guy that shot here. And Doug turns to the cop and goes, yeah, it only took you fucking 45 minutes to get here. Yeah, and Doug just flips out on the cop, dude. And I'm like, holy shit, is this really happening right now? And they're kind of going back and forth. Doug's not skipping a beat. He's like, do your fucking job. This guy's been bleeding over here forever. I got a show to run.
Yeah. I told the cop, I said, if you truly cared about that guy, it wouldn't have taken you 40 minutes to get here. That's exactly what I told the cop. Yeah. I said, if you really cared about that dude, it wouldn't have taken you so long to get there. So.
Yeah, and then Doug threw up a gang sign of some sort.
You're like, I'm the captain now. You're on my time.
Look here. I'm the captain now. Oh yeah, I did tell him. I says, hey dude, I got stuff to do. I'm gonna keep going.
I got stuff to do.
That's right.
I got a show to throw here,
That's
man.
right.
You want to beat the boss? We can get in the car. Good times. It's so funny, man. And I hope nothing ever happens at a show. So I hope this don't jinx me. But it's crazy, all the shit talking on the internet, and when I see you at a show, nothing ever happens, right? But then this guy gets shot that don't even have nothing to do with the show and comes to the show. Anyway, yeah.
That's how it happens.
Alrighty,
sometimes.
well, yeah.
But anyway, we're way into it. We're an hour and 10 into this thing. Joel finally popped in. A little late, Joel, but you made it. Hey, that's somebody we might want to have on here just to kind of talk about, because he's one of those people that are very passionate about what he does. He's a quiet guy, but he's passionate. And he was actually talking about maybe coming out, just driving out to one of your shows, Jeffrey. So.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Lucky, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No. Like I said, I think I'm going to make that call and revisit a situation and, see what happens. Like I said, I have my fears, and I guess I could just, if I do dive into it, just take it slow this time, and I don't know.
Have fun. It's always the same thing I tell everybody. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Have fun and hope for the best, man. Lot of
having fun's hard for you, Lucky, because you put your whole heart into everything you do.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly it, man. And people, that's what they need to understand is, I react. I don't act, I react. I try to tell people that, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. And, I take a lot of shit personally. So sometimes my mouth will get me into trouble, or my actions will get me into trouble, but it's only because I take shit, to the heart. Somebody says something and I fly off the handle, because I don't talk to people disrespectfully. I don't do things to piss people off. So when somebody does say something to me or acts away to me, then I react on it. And I need to learn how to just chill the fuck out and realize maybe they're not doing that for that reason, or they're not coming at you for that reason, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to, and a lot of people don't know, the last couple of years, actually ever since right before I quit, I've had a lot of fucking roller coaster of emotions in my life take place. My mother is suffering from dementia, and that started at the tail end, right when I was kind of going through some bad stuff in car audio and left car audio. And I never said anything, because even though my mom was going through it, she would go on Facebook and stuff, and I didn't want her to see me talking about it. Well, she's at a point now where she's forgetting names. She really doesn't know what she's doing. So I kind of came out and told everybody that this is why I was acting the way I was acting. Sorry for my, I have a lot of outbursts and real emotional roller coaster type shit, so hopefully, if I do decide to come back and all that, people, if there was any bad blood or whatever, hopefully we could squash that and, start fresh or whatever. If not, I understand. It is what it is. But Yeah.
Cool.
Man, I got a glare coming through that window.
Yes,
Looks
you
like
do.
the sun's about to. The sun's.
Jeffrey,
I'm a ray of
It's
shining
yeah,
light right now.
it's that brightness behind you, right? That's your.
it's bling
Hey,
coming
so
off his necklace.
That's what it is.
hey, so I heard a weird thing, man, and I never thought of this, and I'm gonna try it tonight. Somebody said this on TikTok. You guys think this is just stupid as shit, but I thought about it. I was like, wow, fuck, I never thought of that. Do you notice that you can watch a sunset? You could actually stare at the sun. It's not going to affect you one fucking bit, right? You could actually watch the sun go down,
Okay.
but you cannot watch it come up at all.
Do you know why?
Stare at the sun. Explain.
I do.
Because I don't.
Okay.
So explain that. Because
So
I thought about it, I was like, "Fuck, that's true." Like, fuck, I never thought of that. But yeah, go ahead.
so light bends around the earth, right? So this is
Okay.
the
But the Earth's
proof.
flat.
Yeah, that's right.
The
So
Earth's flat, though.
this is the proof that the earth is not flat. This is one of the proofs for it. Okay? So light bends around the earth. As it rises, you're seeing the sun first before it starts bending around the earth. When it sets,
Okay.
you're seeing the tail of the bend go around the earth. So you're not
Huh.
looking directly at
So-
the sun when it sets, but you are when it rises.
I think you're full of shit. But anyway, the Earth is
Check
flat.
me. Check me.
The Earth is flat. I'm just totally playing. I thought when the guy said it, I thought, man, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. Well,
I'm the ruiner of all like magical mystical things because I find out why they do things, and I kind of lose the magic.
Jump down that hole.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
lose
right,
the magic,
right.
you know.
Well,
So-
that's kind of like what the term lab does too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no,
Shatters-
dude, I'm
shatters
screaming loud.
dreams.
I'm a 170 all day. 146.5. What?
Dream shattered.
Yeah. Did it in my
Feelings
garage.
hurt. Yep. Feelings are hurt. All right, what do you got for us, Jeffrey?
I just commented the link for the Tuckin in the Valley Facebook event page.
Uh-huh.
Again, if you guys are in the area, all my Oklahoma, Arkansas people, definitely come check it out. It's going to be a big show. They just put the layout for the event. Man, it's going to be like, it's a huge parking lot. They got a bunch of vendors. They got food trucks going on. They got club games. You know, it's going to be a fun time. Definitely check it out on Facebook as well as the DB Drag Racing event calendar.
Awesome. What did you have, Lucky?
When's the next show? You said, and I'm
Friday
probably
night.
said this 20 times.
And I'm just going to go over it right now. Friday night. So this Friday night,
This Friday.
we have a 3X at Jay's Alarms. So that'll be a 3X event at 2X price. But so you can set world records and get your points for world finals, along with to get your 4 shows that you need for the West Coast finale, be eligible for the money. Right now we have, I think, $1,181 of added prize fund money to that show. So it looks like we're going to give away at least $4,000. We may get a couple more events on the calendar as it goes further along. But right now, that's what we're looking at. So make sure you guys get your 4 shows in. Like I said, this Friday at 6 p.m., Jay's Alarms. And then the following weekend is nothing for me, I believe. And then the following weekend after that is going to be Surf City. And then following Surf City, we will have a show in Reno. And then we have West Coast Finales, the last show I got up there right now.
Sounds all robotic. Is that just me, or does it sound all robotic right now?
That's you 100%.
It is?
Yeah, because you're robotic too.
Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, it's like all stacky. But can you give me 1 minute to say something?
All right, yeah.
Whoever is watching this, can you do me a huge favor? Go to my Facebook page, Lucky Mcgovern, and you'll see a post of my buddy Ray Harvey on there. His daughter is 16 years old, Michaela Harvey, and from Stockton, and she ended up getting into a truck. There was footage of her getting into somebody's truck, and she's been missing ever since. Stockton PD is doing nothing about it. Ray Harvey's a really good friend of mine, known him for many years. He's went to talk to detectives, and he's tracked down all the stoplights. Stoplights have the cameras on there and all that stuff. They won't check the cameras for him. They told him half of them don't even work. They're basically not doing nothing to help find her. So if you guys can, please go to my Facebook. You'll see the post of my buddy Ray Harvey, and it's got his Instagram and all that stuff, and it's got pictures of Michaela on there. Yeah, so it's been, I think, 12 days now she's been missing. So if you can go on there, check it out, and if you guys see that truck or anything, contact the authorities or Ray Harvey or me or whatever. I appreciate it.
Yeah, put that link on the comments. I think maybe your battery's dying on your headphones, which is probably why it's getting a little choppy.
Oh, that sounds like about the right answer. So
yeah, but,
for the people that didn't understand what he said, so Ray Harvey, a good friend of his daughter disappeared about 12 days ago in Stockton. They have a video of the incident and all this stuff, and in Lucky's opinion, and I'm sure his buddy's opinion, the Stockton police are not doing as much as they possibly can and would like your help. So stop by Lucky Mcgovern on Facebook and see if you might have some information for that. And if you could, get a hold of him, Stockton PD, or his buddy Harvey. I see that, Joel. That is, I'm sure I'm going to have a 9/2 event. I just haven't got a location for it at this moment. Okay? So with that being said, guys, thanks you for tuning in. Thanks to Lucky Mcgovern for popping in again. I'm going to work on the chat again, see if I can't get it so I can pop it up on the screen for you guys. And next week's going to be the, the judges. So if you guys have questions, want to know some stuff, next week would be a great time to ask those questions. And like I said, I think we might even talk to Joel about coming on here one of these times, because we really appreciate his enthusiasm at these shows. I mean, he's driving all over the country and other countries to go compete. He's enjoying it that much. So with that all being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Jeffrey, great co-host. Lucky, thank you for being with us again. For you guys that don't know, I still talk to Lucky, so I kind of knew almost all this stuff before we were on here. And Lucky and I were just talking a couple days ago. He said, hell yeah, you know what? Have me on. And so I said, guess what, Lucky? We'll have you on. So that's how it all worked out. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week, 5:30 California time, the only time that does matter. We out. Peace.